All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. As usual, hope you're all doing today. It is Tuesday, and what do we say? We say it is tasty Tuneage Tuesday. Mark, why are you wearing those goggles? Well, I'll tell you why, because we're going back to this date in 1969. January 12th, 1969, this band releases their debut record. And what else would one be wearing when they were piloting a Led Zeppelin? You would need to wear such goggles, would you not? Led Zeppelin drops their debut album on this date in 1969. I was 7 weeks old. I remember it well. That record dropped and boom, changed my life forever. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty epic. I was dazed and confused, but I understood it, and I knew that my time was going to come, and it was just good times, bad times. I mean, I could keep going on. I'm not going to keep going on anyway. What do you think about these? These are pretty good, right? Vintage, right? I don't know. What could you use these for? Anyway. So we're talking Led Zeppelin. We've done all their records so far. I don't know, have we done every single one of them? I don't think we have. I don't think we've done Physical Graffiti yet. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're working on it. We're doing all their records. So this record came out. It came out in the United States first. And then it came out in the UK in March, the end of March. Although it was recorded in London, but they didn't have a contract right off the bat. And they were touring. They ended up touring in the United States, so maybe that was part of it. But that's kind of interesting. Top 10. It was number 10 in the United States, top 10 in the UK too. But let's go back a little bit further. The Yardbirds, famously, who launched the careers of Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, and Eric Clapton, they break up, and it's Jimmy Page who has the rights to the name the Yardbirds. He's got some contract obligations to Scandinavia, so he rounds up some players to go over there and play as Spinal Tap-esque, the new Yardbirds, the new originals, and along that way becomes the lineup that we know. And they go and they rehearse on August 19th, 1968, a day before Robert Plant's 20th birthday, and that's that lineup. The first time they recorded together and rehearsed, as far as that's concerned, was Page, Plant, and Bonham that summer before. They played as the new Yardbirds, and they played the Yardbirds tunes, and they also played some originals, which ended up on this particular record. So where'd they get that name from? Someone said something like, well, let's form a band when they got together, and someone said, well, that'll go over like a lead balloon, and then someone said a Led Zeppelin. So I think apparently that story is true. And so they put out this record. Apparently it only took like 36 hours to record. They didn't have they didn't have a contract, so time was not on their side, and it was very, very quick. They put it out, Rolling Stone magazine famously, as usual, and I say as usual again, but as usual, Rolling Stone did not like it. They were like, Jeff Beck group did this already 3 months ago, you guys are behind. They were they treated them pretty poorly, so I think Led Zeppelin didn't speak to them their whole career of Rolling Stone, I'm pretty sure. But two things they had going for them: their live shows, word of mouth about their live shows were that they were really, really good, and they did send a lot of advance copies out, and they were being played on album-oriented rock stations, and so that's where they picked up speed as far as that's concerned. So this record, again, I didn't get into Led Zeppelin until really the end of college. I mean, I had fraternity brothers that were into Led Zeppelin. I knew people that were into Led Zeppelin in high school. I mean, it was fine when it was on the radio, the few songs I heard, but I don't think I owned any. Well, I might have owned Led Zeppelin 4, but I didn't really get into them till much later, and then I just became obsessed. I mean, I just love them. I do love Led Zeppelin. I was just a little late to the show. So this record, side A, Good Times, Bad Times, awesome song. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, yep, awesome song. You Shook Me, and Dazed and Confused. That's side A. Side B, Your Time Is Gonna Come, Black Mountain Side, Communication Breakdown, I Can't Quit You, Baby, and How Many More Times. So that's your record right there. Pretty awesome. How do you pick some favorite songs or a favorite song off this record? I mean, there's so many, so good. I mean, I have a clear favorite, like historically, and then I have a clear favorite that when I saw this performance, I was blown away, and I was just like, wow. And then I became obsessed with the song at this particular time, because do I have it over here? That Led Zeppelin documentary. Well, if you haven't had a chance to watch the Led Zeppelin documentary, yeah, I have it on DVD over there. Make sure you watch it, because it's got some awesome live footage. So, song of the day is Dazed and Confused. I mean, come on. Every time that came on the radio, especially if you're driving in your car at night, 1978, Plymouth Volare, mint green, driving through at night, Dazed and Confused come on, crank it up. Epic. So that's your song of the day. Pretty clear for me. But coming in, the dark horse, like neck and neck, is How Many More Times. I mean, you got to watch this performance. If you haven't heard this song at all, you need to play it. If you're like, yeah, I kind of remember that one, play it. And certainly, if you've never seen this one from Danish television, this performance, I mean, it's so funny, these performances. They're on Danish television. Nobody knows who these guys are. They're playing these long songs, these really, really long songs, this blues, rock, and all these kids are all sitting around. They're on the ground with their legs crossed, just kind of taking it in like the hippies they are. And you're saying to yourself, that's Led Zeppelin, who knew, right? So, but anyway, these performances are in black and white, Danish TV, it's pretty awesome. But How Many More Times, make sure you watch it if you haven't seen it and tell me what you think. You gotta watch the whole thing, because you gotta watch the guitar playing with the bow, everything. I mean, it's awesome. So, those are your songs of the day. The main one, Dazed and Confused. Enjoy it. Led Zeppelin, I mean, you can't go wrong with Led Zeppelin. We got a lot of fans out there, I'm sure. It's just some good old rock and roll. Great topic for the cave. Tell me your Led Zeppelin stories, your Led Zeppelin 1 stories. I don't know if I know anyone that saw Led Zeppelin in concert, like back in the day. So I need to know if any of you saw Led Zeppelin in concert in the 70s. Greatness, rest of the week coming, some good stuff, so stick with me. That's about it. Have an awesome day. Oh, and got it. Number 1, survived. Not so bad. Thanks for asking. All right, have an awesome day, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.